Valley Club, one of the biggest decisions to make with your Raid Shadow Legends account is who are you going to build up after you've already gotten your starter champion up to level 60. A lot of different ways you could go with this, a lot of different options for you. And since no one's account is going to look the same because there's a lot of RNG in building your account up, I'm going to give you some general tips and tricks that could help you no matter where your account is, no matter what characters you've pulled. So if you're ready to see who to take up to level 60 next, and you know what to do, Valley Club, find that like button and let's go smash it. And welcome back to the ValleyFlyin Raid channel. I am ValleyFlyin. I hope you're having a great day and I hope you're ready to progress your account. You've already got your starter champion up to level 60. What do you do next? That's what we're going to talk about in this video. And if you get some value, leave this video a like. And if you want even more Raid Shadow Legends content, hit that subscribe button. At least 6 Raid Shadow Legends piece of content every single week on this channel. Ring that notification bell so you know as soon as a brand new video goes up. Let's go back into the game so we can touch on your starter champion. Now your starter champion, in this case I picked Kale, but you could pick Elhain, Aethel, or Gaelic. Your starter champion should be the one that you build up first. One of the reasons is because they're going to be a rare champion, and to build up the skills of a rare champion is a lot easier than to build them up for a legendary or a mythical or even an epic, because rare books, they're very common as I'm finding in Raid Shadow Legends, but the legendary and epic books are much harder to come by. So it's gonna be a lot easier to build up a rare champion, especially in the beginning before you've gotten through a lot of content. So this should be the first champion you build up. Whether it be Kale, Aethel, Elhain, or Gaelic, build up your starter champion first, but after that, you've got a lot of different options. Who should you build? Well, if you use my download link to start a brand new account or scan that QR code up there, you should have Uugo in your account on day 1, a very, very good epic champion. That's a very good support champion. Also, you should have Tagoar in your account at level 25, Rector Drath at level 45, and we're not at level 50 yet, but Mausoleum Mage will be in your account at level 50. You should have some great options at that point, and if you look at the description down below, there's a code where you could get a free legendary on day 1, Sun Wukong. You could get Alice, you could get Supreme Gaelic, who's the upgraded version of that starter champion Gaelic, or you could get Loki. Now, I chose Sun Wukong. I think Sun Wukong is a great champion, and that's who I built second. That was my second champion to level 60. I was using him in Arena. I'm still using him in Arena, and I wanted to build towards that because the Arbiter missions do require you to win a lot in Arena. So having a strong Arena team is very, very important. So I chose Sun Wukong. I wanted more damage, but that may not be the way you go. You may want to go a different route. And rule number 1 I want to give in choosing your next champion to level 60 is identify your account's immediate needs. And for me, that was Arena. I was looking ahead to those Arbiter missions, and I knew I needed those Arena wins. So that is why I chose Sun Wukong, but you may need some different things. I think the key areas that you need to focus on in the early game, obviously, is Arena, especially if you're trying to get through those Arbiter missions. Clan Boss, because there's some great rewards in Clan Boss. I'm also using Sun Wukong for the Clan Boss team. And then the dungeons. You want to try to get through some of the dungeons, the Spider Dungeon, the Dragon Dungeon, the Fire Knight, the Ice Golem, getting through all those dungeons and trying to get to level 20 as quick as possible. I'm not there yet, but trying to get to that place because that is going to be the most efficient use of your energy ratio and the gear that you get. It's a really good ratio at level 20. Now, one way that you could sort of identify your account's needs is using this filter here. One of the things that you want to have is some good debuffs on your characters, and you could choose those debuffs by looking here. If there's a specific debuff you want on one of your characters, just choose it here. Same thing with the buffs, but let's say you don't know what the key debuffs are. Well, there's a few really good debuffs that you want to have on some of your teams, especially for some of these early game content that you want to tackle. So the first is decrease attack. So that's going to reduce the attack that they're doing to you, the enemies are doing to you. Decrease the defense. That's going to increase the damage that you do to your enemies. Poison is another good one that does some damage over time and is really good for certain bosses. Kale is a good example of a champion that has poison on him. So damage a champion by a certain percent of their max health at the beginning of their turn. Really, really good debuff for a lot of champions there. Speed debuffs to give you more speed or to take some speed away from the enemies. Really, really good because this is a turn-based game, and the more turns you could take, obviously the better. Increase your defense will help you survive longer. Increasing your shields will also help with that as well. What else? Counter-attacking, that is a really good skill to have. So those are some areas that you want to focus on. And once you signify what you want to start to build, you can go look, and for this example, let's say HP burn. That's a really good skill for like the spider, So champions that have HP burn are Geomancer, single target attack though. So Ultimate Gaelic is probably the best one that I have right now that has a big AoE HP burn, but yeah, he's not our starter champ. Anyway, look for the debuffs that you need, build those characters to fill the roles that you need. And rule number 2, you want to pick some versatile champions. So for myself, my choice was Sun Wukong again. He filled that arena role, still doing very good in arena, and eventually became my campaign farmer once we got his skills fully booked up. So as far as versatile champions that are easy to obtain, because maybe you have some really good epics or legendaries that you pulled that are better than the ones here, but one champion that you can get is War Maiden. She's available on some of the early campaigns. Get her, and one of the good things that she does is she has an AoE attack all enemies 75% chance, and that chance goes up when you fully booked her. 60% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns. So that's going to be very helpful in a lot of different dungeons. It's going to be helpful on the clan boss if you don't have a better option for the clan boss yet. Also, speed is a very, very important stat. Again, turn-based game. The more turns you can take is better. High Katoon is someone that you get after a 30-day login, and her skills has a 50% chance of decreasing the turn meter by 50%, so that is good. But she also fills the turn meter of all allies by 15%, 30% increased speed buff on all allies for 2 turns, and the cooldown goes down to a 3-turn cooldown on a 2-turn skill. So very, very good champion here. So those are just some examples of champions that are versatile that you can build up, and I would recommend you going to a place like hellhades.com or ayumilove.com to research some of your champions, see what areas they're good in, so you can pick someone that's very versatile. It's going to help you fill a few different roles because resources very scarce in Raid Shadow Legends. Rule number 3, really look at your support champions when deciding whether to take them to level 60 or not. Some of the support champions that you're bringing in are fine without all that extra survivability, all that extra damage that level 60 bonus will provide. Someone like that is Apothecary. You may not need him to be surviving as much as he is at level 60. He may be good at level 50 if you have the right gear and everything. Some of the moves that he does, he has an increased speed buff, 30% increased speed buff on all allies for 2 turns, fills a turn meter of all allies by 15%. And if that's all you're needing him for, you may not need to get him all the way to level 60. Level 50 might be good enough for that Apothecary. However, he will heal based on his HP, and you may want to build him up for that, but it depends on your roster. So remember, really look at your support champions before you decide to take them up. They may not need that extra damage, may not need that extra survivability, may not even need to get to level 60 to do what you need to do. Damage champions, I tend to prefer them because that extra damage will help you get through campaigns faster, will help you get more damage on the clan boss, and will help you kill your arena enemies a lot faster. But a support champion, you may want to build them up depending on what you need and depending on how your roster is built. Next tip, you want to balance your long-term and your short-term needs. Obviously, you want to build champions that you're going to use long-term, but sometimes you might want to build some short-term champions because you might get someone for free, like get a good pull or get a free champion or something like that. So what I did was I built Sun Wukong after Kale. Then I think it was Deacon Armstrong, because Deacon Armstrong was a champion that I was going to use in arena and is still in my arena team, also using him in a clan boss, and I'm going to use him in some dungeons. So because Deacon Armstrong filled a few roles and I am going to use him long term, that was actually my 3rd champion that I built up, but that was after my damage dealer, Sun Wukong. My first support champion actually was Deacon Armstrong. Then I built up Geomancer, then Demethia, and then Uugo. That was my clan boss team. After that, we got another the damaging character, another nuker in Alice. That is all the level 60 that I have right now, but we were grinding towards this, and all these champions had some short-term value in mind along with long-term. This was my short-term clan boss team, but some of these champions like Demethia, Geomancer, Deacon Armstrong will be on that long-term clan boss team as well. So let's say you've narrowed down your selection to a few characters. Well, the next thing you want to look at is the resources that you have. Now, obviously, rare characters are going to be a lot faster to book up than epics or legendaries or mythics. So you might want to consider a rare character, because when we go and look at their skills, if we want to upgrade their skills, like I said, these rare books, very, very easy to obtain. But as you can see, I have no legendary books, no epic books, and one mythical book. So if we were taking our next champion up and we needed their skills leveled up, we might consider a rare champion because we have a lot of rare books, or just bite the bullet, bring them up right now, and then later on book them. So your resources should be a consideration when deciding whether to bring a champion up to level 60 or leave them at level 50. One word of advice about these rare champions: there are some really good rare champions that you might want to bring up. However, I wouldn't bring too many rare champions up, because eventually you're going to get some epics, you're going to get some legendaries, and in general, not always the case, there's a lot of exceptions, but in general, epics are going to be better than rares. Legendaries in general are going to be better than epics. So if you get a better character that fills the roles that you're using with that rare character, well, that rare character is just going to sit on the bench. So you can take up a few. I did take up Kale. I'm probably going to take up a few other rare characters as well, but just be aware that you may not be using them once you approach the mid game or the end game. So those are some tips in choosing your next level 60 champion. Obviously, there's no one cookie cutting answer, because everybody's going to have a different roster. Like I said, it's very RNG based, so you're going to have different needs, and you may have different goals that you're chasing. I think early on, arena, clan boss, and some of those early dungeons are the main places you should focus on. However, you may want to focus in a different area, so you may need some different champions. So again, there's no one cookie cutter answer for everyone, but hopefully these tips help you decide what you want to do with your roster. If you got some value from this video, leave it a like, and make sure you check me out on social media. Also, if you want to check out more Raid Shadow Legends content, check out the video up there, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin out.